The following is a class on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 5, text number 23, given by His Grace, Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, recorded on September 4th, 2011, in Sofia, Bulgaria.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shaknoti Iha Eva Ya Shodhum Prak Sharira Vimokshanat Kama Krodha Udbhavan Vegam Sa Yukta Sa Sukhi Naraha Shaknoti Haiva Yashodhum Shaknoti Haiva Yashodhum Praksharira Vimokshanat Praksharira Vimokshanat Kamakrodho Bhavang Vegam Kamakrodho Bhavang Vegam Sayukta Sasukhi Nara Sayukta Sasukhi Nara. Shaknoti is able. Iha Eva in the present body. Yaha one who. Shodhum to tolerate. Prak before. Sharira the body. Vimokshanat giving up. Kama desire. Krodha and anger. Udbhavam generated from. Vegam urges. Sa he yukta in trance. Sa he sukhi happy. Nara human being. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. Purport. If one wants to make steady progress on the path of self-realization, he must try to control the forces of the material senses. There are the forces of talk, forces of anger, forces of mind, forces of the stomach, forces of the genitals, and forces of the tongue. One who is able to control the forces of all these different senses and the mind is called Goswami or Swami. Such Goswamis live strictly controlled lives and forego altogether the forces of the senses. Material desires, when unsatiated, generate anger, and thus the mind, eyes, and chest become agitated. Therefore, one must practice to control them before one gives up this material body. Jai. Shri Jagannath Vallabhi Subhadra Purnitai Sadbhuja Ki Jai. One who can do this is understood to be self-realized and is thus happy in the state of self-realization. It is the duty of the transcendentalist to try strenuously to control desire and anger. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Ragana Tanvitam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. We're going to give up these bodies as of them. That day is come for each and every. The day is coming for each and every one of us. We're going to leave our bodies. So, while we're in these bodies, we have to learn how to control our senses. If one does not learn how to control one's senses, do you know what happens at the time of death? You take birth again. So you can try to learn how to control your senses in your next lifetime. To be qualified to go back to Godhead means you have to be able to control your senses. As long as we have a tendency to engage our senses in sense gratification, we wouldn't be happy in the spiritual world. Because there is no sense gratification in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, everyone simply gratifies Krishna. Everything is for Krishna. Every thought, every word, every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances is for Krishna. So, if you would like to be transferred to the spiritual sky upon leaving your present body, then you have to learn how to live in that Goloka Vrindavan mood now. You can't live like a karmi and expect to go back to Godhead. You have to develop the consciousness of a devotee. Devotee means one who engages his senses in the service of the master of the senses, as confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 112. Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam. Engage your senses in the service of the master of the senses. That is called devotional service. What is the word used by Krishna here? To tolerate the urges of the material senses. Now what does that mean? That means the senses demand gratification, and you don't give it to them. You say, no, you can't have it. You don't give in to the demands of the senses. That's what it means to tolerate them. Tongue says, I want to eat some nonsense, and you say no. The genitals say, I want sex, and you say no. In this way you control your senses. In this way you become Goswami. We have the order of sannyas, and they are called, the sannyasis are titled Swami or Goswami. But actually, everyone is meant to be a Goswami. The brahmacharis, the brahmacharinis, the householders, the vanaprasthas, and the sannyasis. Krishna consciousness means you become Goswami. It is described by Prabhupada in the Nectar of Devotion that we are Rupanugas. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we are called Rupanugas. Rupanuga means one who follows in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. That means we are all meant to be Goswami. Whatever our ashram is, it does not matter. Whatever our gender is, it does not matter. We are all meant to be Goswamis. We do not overindulge the senses. We take what is necessary to keep body and soul together. That's all. As soon as you overindulge the senses, they become greedy for more overindulgence. As soon as you overindulge the tongue, then the genitals will ask for more, for overindulgence also. So one has to be very regulated. Only to take Krishna Prasad. Not to eat any nonsense food. Only Krishna Prasad. In this way, we are always fasting. Even when we are feasting, we are fasting. Because we only take prasad. So, in this way, one can learn to control the senses by always engaging them in Krishna consciousness activities. One will become very happy. Brahma bhuta prasanatma nasochyati nakangshati samaksarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate padam. One who is thus transcendently situated at once attains the position of Brahman and he becomes absolutely ecstatic. He doesn't lament about anything. He doesn't desire to have anything. He's equally disposed towards all living entities. And in that state, Krishna says, he attains devotional service to me. Mad bhaktim labate param. He attains devotional service unto me. So, if you want to come to the Brahmabhuta stage, which takes you into pure bhakti, you have to become a Goswami. As long as you indulge your senses, you're going to be one miserable fellow. And as soon as you can train those rascal senses how to be, always behave nicely, you'll be so blissful you won't be able to believe how much nectar you could taste in this world. So, do you want the bliss or do you want the misery? Do you want to cheat yourself or do you want to bless yourself? If you want to cheat yourself, go ahead, serve your senses. If you want to bring the highest benediction upon yourself, Krishna Prem, the ultimate benediction, then always engage your senses in service of Krishna. You'll feel really good, I guarantee you. You're going to feel really, really good. Be full of peace, full of happiness, full of love, full of knowledge. All good qualities will come to you. You'll be able to do the highest service for the people of this world by helping them to revive their dormant Krishna consciousness. So do yourself a favor. Control your senses. Engage them always in Krishna service. You'll be glad you did. So I can ask now if there's any questions.
Но искам да ги обърна на 180 градуса, без да ги контролирам. Да тичам с краката към Кришна. Това искам. Не мога да ги контролирам. Обаче искам да ги насоча в правилна насока.
I can't control my senses, but I would like to turn them around and 180 degrees turn them around and point them towards Krishna.
How to do that?
No, he says, I cannot control my senses.
Was there a question?
It's rather a statement.
A statement?
Yes. Правилно ли?
He's stating that he cannot control his senses. He wants to turn around and point him to Krishna. He's not able to. So, that is a very fallen position to be in. You can't bring your senses to Krishna. It's a very fallen position to be in. So what are you going to do about it?
Мисля колко се може повече да им дам духовна храна.
I think I should give more and more spiritual food to my senses.
More spiritual food? More prasadam?
More prasadam, more working, more driving, everything
more chanting, more reading, more everything more.
Yes.
Yes. That's very good idea. Because the more you engage in Krishna consciousness, then you get taste. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rashavarshang vrishopyasha pralang vishwanivartate. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 59. The embodied soul may restrict himself from sense enjoyment, but the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
Когато изпита по-висш вкус, тя престава да бъде привличана от сетивното наслаждение и съзнанието й става устойчиво.
So simply denying your senses, that will never be successful.
Просто да отхвърляш сетивата си, това никога няма да бъде.
You have to engage your senses more and more in Krishna consciousness.
Вместо да ги потискаш, трябва да ги ангажираш повече и повече в Кришна съзнание.
Your mind, your intelligence, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your hands, your feet, everything.
Твоят ум, твоята интелигентност,
eyes, ears, nose, tongue, hands, legs, everything. Engage everything in Krishna consciousness. 24 hours a day. Rise early in the morning and put tilak. You see? Put on a dhoti. That will, or a sari if you're a lady. That will help you remind you who you are. I'm Krishna's devotee. Offer all your food to Krishna before you eat it.
Предлагайте храната на Кришна преди да ядете.
Strictly avoid illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling.
Стриктно избягвайте забранен секс.
Chant at least 16 rounds daily on the Japa Mala beads.
Спазете стриктно четирите принципа и мантрувайте 16 кръга всеки ден.
Read Prabhupada's books as much as possible.
Четете книгите на Прабхупад колкото може повече.
Cook for Krishna, clean for Krishna.
Гответе и чистете за Кришна.
Just like I heard today, the kitchen was sitting there dirty. Devotees were sitting here doing nothing, and the kitchen was dirty.
Както аз чух днес, че преданите стояли тук в храма и не правили нищо.
That means there's no enthusiasm for bhakti.
Представя мръсна. Това означава, че няма.
Dirty kitchen means dirty hearts.
Мръсна кухня означава мръсни сърца.
So the kitchen is dirty. You must think, oh, this is a wonderful opportunity.
Ако кухнята е чиста, човек трябва.
Immediately, if I come to the temple and the kitchen's dirty, wow, what a great, I've been blessed. There's a dirty kitchen in this temple. This is great. I can go clean the kitchen now and purify my heart. Don't simply come here, well, I'll eat prashadam all day and let somebody else cook and do the cleaning. Even prashadam, if you eat more than is required, it becomes bhoga, Prabhupada said. So take prashadam what you require, relish it, and then go clean the kitchen. The cleaning service is the best prashadam. That is the best gulab jamans. Cleaning the kitchen, that is the best gulab jamans. You see, don't just be served, learn how to give service. If you want to be a resident of Vrindavan, you have to be one who gives, not one interested in take. Don't wait for someone else to tell you the kitchen needs to be clean. You do it out of your own enthusiasm. You see, in this way we have to have enthusiasm. Not that we just come here to gratify our tongues. We should be very keen to do service, more service. That's how we attract the mercy of Krishna. That's how we become qualified with Krishna's darshan. Can you imagine seeing Krishna face to face, eye to eye, 24 hours a day, reciprocating with him constantly in loving exchange? That's what comes eventually. And you go through all the stages, you see. We read the stages this morning in the Nectar Devotion. There's Shraddha, and then there's Sadhu Sangha, and there's Bhajana Kriya, and then there's Anartana Vritti. And there's Ruchi, then there's Asakti, then there's Bhav, and there's Prem. There's Ruchi. Oh, it's all Sanskrit, yeah. Only the word and. But everyone can figure that out, yeah. So, in this way, come to this platform of pure bhakti. Take those senses. They're running away from Krishna. All right, I understand. Your senses are running away from Krishna. Grab those rascals and bring them to Krishna. Where are you running, you rascals? Come back here, you're going to serve Krishna. Come, my dear eyes, why are you looking at all those beautiful young girls over there? You rascal eyes, now you come and look at, you gaze upon the beautiful form of Gaurnitai and Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. You see, the eyes, they want to see a beautiful young girl, you see. And we say, what are you doing, you rascal eyes? You've been looking at beautiful young girls for millions of lifetimes, and where has it gotten you? Another damn rotting material body. So now you learn how to feast yourself on the beautiful form of Krishna.
Сега трябва да се научите как да
Don't run after those beautiful young girls.
наблюдавате, да се зрецавате красивите форми на Кришна и да
Why are you trying to imitate Krishna?
вместо да гледате тези момичета. Защо?
Trying to enjoy the gopi girls.
Защо се опитвате да имитирате Кришна, наслаждавайки се на тези гопи?
That is not your position. You are servant of Krishna.
Ти си слуга на Кришна.
Now you just become the servant of Krishna in his divine pastimes.
Сега трябва да станеш слуга на Кришна в неговите божествени.
You may say, but those pastimes are very far away in Goloka Vrindavan.
Ти можеш да кажеш, тези забавления са много далече в Голока Вриндавана.
How I can be a part of those pastimes now? I want to be part of them now.
Как мога да бъда част от тези забавления сега?
Don't you see?
Сега.
Krishna Leela is happening right here.
Не виждате ли Кришна Лила става в момента?
This ISKCON, it is the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Този Искон е Лила на Бог.
This is Sankirtan Leela.
Това е Санкиртан Лила.
You want to be part of Krishna Leela? It's right here.
Ако искате да бъдете част от Кришна Лила,
Clean the dishes.
тя е тук.
Preach.
Идете да измийте съдовете.
Distribute books.
Проповядвайте.
Sing ecstatically in Kirtan. You're a part of the Leela immediately.
Участвате в Киртан.
Immediately you're part of Chaitanya's Leela.
И незабавно вие ставате част от тази Чайтаня Лила.
You don't have to wait. You can immediately jump into Chaitanya Leela. You can be in Chaitanya Leela right now.
Няма нужда да чакате. Вие може незабавно да се присъедините.
Sing in ecstasy.
Пейте.
Clap your hands and drive away all the sin. You see.
Пляскайте и по този начин изгонете всички.
In this way, dive into this ocean of Chaitanya Leela.
По този начин се потопете дълбоко в този океан.
Get that mercy of that prema matta Nityananda. You see. Get that mercy of that prema matta Nityananda.
Получете тази милост на Нитянанда Прабhu.
Any other questions?
Други въпроси?
Yeah.
I heard that one should take as much as possible, prasadam.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is the meaning of this statement?
Yeah, she's heard that one should take as much prasadam as possible. What is the meaning of this? Actually, in the beginning of ISKCON, Prabhupada said, now you boys take as much prasadam as possible. And they stuffed themselves so much they passed out on the floor, you see. And then Prabhupada said, he said, now you should restrict your prasadam and just take what you need. Don't eat so much, but just take what you need. So one of the boys, he says, but Swamiji, you told us to eat as much as possible, and now you're telling us to eat only what we need. What is this, Swamiji? Thank you. Thank you.
След това Прабхупад им казал, бахте започнали да се търчат с прасана, след това Прабхупад им казал, приемете само толкова, колкото трябва. И тогава един пренадан го питал Прабхупад, Свамиджи, ти в началото ни казваше едно нещо, сега ни казваш нещо друго.
So Prabhupada said, you didn't have any problem following the first order.
Прабхупад им казал, вие нямахте никакви проблеми да следвате първата заповед.
In other words, the order of the spiritual master is your duty.
С други думи, инструкцията на духовния учител.
If he says stand up, you stand up.
Той казва стани, ти ставаш.
If he says sit down, you sit down.
Той ти казва сядай, тогава сядаш.
You can't say, Guru Maharaj, you told me to stand up, and now you're telling me to sit down.
Не можеш да кажеш, Гуру Махарадж ти ми каза първо да стана, сега ми кажеш да сядам.
Whatever Guru Maharaj orders you, you do that. That's all.
Каквото да ти каже духовния учител, ти го правиш.
So he orders you now, you stuff yourself full of prasadam until you pass out on the floor. You do that. Then he says, now you just take what you require, then you do that. The principle is whatever order your Guru Maharaj has given you, that you take as your life and so. You may like the order to eat as much as possible. You may not like the order to restrict your eating to what you require. Both orders are equally valid. And when you're told to eat more, you eat more. And when you're told to eat less, you eat less. In the beginning, Prabhupada, they were completely new that the prasadam was unbelievable. Actually, you wouldn't believe what they would have for the Sunday feast at 26nd Avenue. I mean, it's an incredible feast. You know, so many different types of pakoras, different kinds of chutneys, so many varieties of sweets and halava and puris and luchi and all, just a huge spread. And Jayadutta Swami, he joined in. He said you'd be crazy not to join. The prasadam was so good. He said you'd be nuts not to join. And Austin, you wouldn't believe. I think you all need to have more opulent prasadam here on your feast days. Your prasadam here is not opulent enough for the feasts. At our Janmashtami feast, what did we have? About 20 preps. 30? More. 40. I don't know. For our Janmashtami feast, we had 40 preparations. I mean, there was 3 or 4. Huh?
Even on Sunday feast, we have good amount.
On Sunday feast, we have about 8 preps. Puris, pakoras, chutney, halava, cake, sabji, nectar drink, dal, rice. About 10 preps just for a regular Sunday feast, and about 40 for Janmashtami. You all need to have, your feasts here are not opulent enough. You need to have more opulent feasts here. That means you have to be willing to, give more money and work harder in the kitchen to cook all the preps and do all the cleaning. I mean, that to me is not even a feast. What I had yesterday was it wasn't a feast even. It was just an ordinary meal. A feast means an extravaganza for the tongue. You just completely dazzle. Wow. That's feast. So, any other question?
Санкаршан предупредил преди години, казваше в една лекция, че всичко е пресадено. Спяното пресадено, материалното пресадено, четенето пресадено, освен спонет. Понякога ние работим в материалния свят, тежки работи и се налага да успиваме. Как стои въпрос с почивката в тия моменти? С съня, точно.
Some time ago you said that everything is prasadam, reading, chanting, but not about sleeping.
Yes.
So,
Prabhupada said it was. I said Prabhupada said everything is kirtan except for sleeping. Not prasadam, kirtan. But it's the same principle. But
Prabhupada също се казва, че всичко е киртан и с изключение на спането. Същия принцип. So the question is,
I accepted that it's all. I may have said prasadam, but Prabhupada, it is prasadam actually. Everything except sleeping. I accept that principle. Yeah.
всъщност приемам този принцип, че всичко е пресадено.
It's all mercy.
But she says then sometimes we need to sleep.
No, sleeping is required. But the point is that sleeping, you're not Krishna conscious when you're sleeping. That's the point.
Има нужда спане, но идеята е, че докато човек спи, не е Кришна съзнание.
Unless you're a highly advanced devotee, when you sleep, you go into tamagun.
Освен ако не сте много напреднал, когато спите, вие сте в тамагун.
You go deep into the mode of darkness when you sleep.
Дълбоко в глъната на мрака.
That's why the advanced devotees, they only sleep is whatever minimum amount they can get by, and they don't like to sleep.
Затова направените вайшнави спят колкото може по-малко. Те не обичат да спят.
Sleeping they see as a waste of time.
Те гледат на спането като губене на време.
A necessary evil. Necessary evil.
Необходимо зло.
They take what they require, and that's it.
Те приемат толкова колкото имат нужда и това.
The neophyte devotee, sometimes he likes to sleep as much as possible.
Начинаещият пренадан, понякога той иска да спи колкото може повече.
He thinks, sweet sleep.
Той си мисли, сладки сънища.
But that is not advanced devotee.
Това не е напреднал пренадан.
Advanced devotee thinks, let me minimize the sleeping business,
Напреднали вишнава мисли, нека да минимизирам това спане.
so I can hear and chant about Krishna more and more and more and more and more.
Мога повече време да слушам и да успявам за Кришна.
Any other questions?
Ставаше въпрос за прасада, но само преди 15 години ние правихме такива фистове, че наистина бяха, не знам дали помните, наладжено и всичко. Всичко. Да не говорим в Пловдив. Моят въпрос е, когато Пловдив имаше храм, това имаше и повече бахти, и повече възможности. Въпросът ми е тази цикличност, това, така да ти кажа, тая самсара, съществува ли де-факто и в тяхната история на изкон? Разбираш ли това?
Те в Америка ли?
Да. Или просто те сподържат този стандарт от както правопад.
Before in Bulgaria we also had big feasts, like it should be done. Now there were more devotees, more temples in that time. Now things changed, so he wants to ask, what about you in USA? Do you have the same phenomena that the things are decreasing?
I don't know about the other temples. I know in Austin we have very nice feast every Sunday.
Не знам за другите храмове, но в Остин има много хубав Sunday feast.
Every Sunday, very nice feast.
Всяка неделя, много хубаво.
And Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Vyas Puja, huge feasts. I mean, I make homemade ice cream for Janmashtami.
Огромни фистове на Гор Пурним, на Джанмаштами, на Vyasa Puja. Аз правя
cheesecake. I mean, there's so many preps that they never even serve out the ice cream, because by the time everyone finishes everything else, they don't have room for the ice cream. They don't even serve it out because there's so many preps that the ice cream doesn't even get served out.
И дори не може да бъде да стигне до сладоледа, защото докато стигне до сладоледа вече всички толкова са прияли, че никой не може да...
This year I made homemade strawberry pecan ice cream. Strawberry pecan. Pecan is a type of nut. Yeah.
Тази година аз направих ягодов ядки.
Better than, it was very, very rich with strawberries. It was better than anything you'd ever buy at the store.
Толкова много ягоди, че е по-добър от всичко, което може да си купите от магазин.
And Guru Mata's cooking, it's just second to none. World-class cooking.
Guru Mata, неговото готвене е световен клас.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Относно тези фистове, това не е ли също така едно отпускане на сетивата, т.е. каква е идеята, какъв е смисъл на тези фистове, да се привлекат нови хора или пак да бъдат удовлетворени за това, че са въздържали цяла седмица сетивата си? Какъв е смисъл на тези фистове, ако може да обясни?
Could you please explain what is the meaning of these feasts, big opulent prasadam, just to attract new people, or also for the devotees? After a week of tapasya, they can also relish prasadam. What is the meaning?
Well, on holidays, it's our duty to serve Krishna an opulent feast.
Тези празници наш дълг е да служим много добре на Кришна.
It's our love for Krishna.
И това е нашата любов към.
We want to feed him a very opulent feast.
Искаме да храним с много специални вкусни.
And then, of course, he can eat all of it and leave nothing if he chooses.
Разбира се, може да яде всичко и да не остави нищо.
But if he leaves some remnants for us, somebody has to honor the remnant.
Но ако той реши да остави някакви остатъци за нас, някой трябва да ги почете.
So if we happen to be there, then we'll honor the remnants. That's all.
Ние правим това.
Yes.
Actually, Lord Chaitanya, there's many feast leelas in Chaitanya Leela.
Има много такива забавления с фистове в Чайтanya Лила.
Especially notable is that Panihati Leela.
Специално Панихати.
It's called Shadadahi Mahotsav. A place called Panihati in Bengal. On the bank of the Jamuna, on the bank of the Ganga rather, Lord Nityananda, he and Raghunath Das, he was from a very wealthy family. So Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, I mean to say, he said, now I will punish you. He said, the punishment is you have to organize a huge feast. Take your money and buy huge quantity, go to all of the villages and buy a huge quantity of chipped rice, yogurt and milk, and you make chiddadahi, which is yogurt and chipped rice. So they invited all the brahmanas in the whole area, hundreds and hundreds of brahmanas, they came. Everybody got their pot of chipped rice and yogurt. And there was so many brahmins that there was no room on the bank for them to sit anymore. Some of them were sitting in the water, you see. In the water, yeah. And then Lord Chaitanya appeared there. He came, spiritually came. Only some could see him. And he was putting prasadam in people's mouths, and they couldn't even see him. Just the prasadam was coming in their mouth. You can study that pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. You have that book? Chaitanya Charitamrita? Not yet? You have to get it translated, that Chaitanya Charitamrita in Bulgarian, so you can read about the Chiddadahi Mahotsav. It's a very amazing pastime. Maybe someday we can read it here and we just translate it. Someone can translate. We can go verse by verse and read the whole thing. I have it in my computer.
I have the book.
Yeah, you have the book? Yeah, it's very nice. Plus, I just got a song sheet printed up. A song I want to have a song class one of these evenings. A beautiful bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We'll have a song class one of these evenings before we head out on this mama mana. Let's see, what is it? Mana. What is it? Mama mana mandir. Yeah. Temple of the heart, temple of the mind. Anyway, any other questions? Yeah.
There is one philosopher who said that there are only two paths in the material world. One is to be happy, and the other one is to be right.
To be right?
To be right, correct.
Correct. To be happy or to be correct?
Yes. So what is your commentary purport?
In this material world, they say that there's only two pathways, to be happy or to be correct. What ignorant fools they are. They make these statements.
Correct in a sense to follow to be just, to do the right thing in this sense.
Yes, actually there's only one. To be happy or to be correct. No, there's two paths. One is to be happy by being correct, and the other is to be unhappy by being incorrect.
Има два пъти. Единият да бъдеш щастлив, понеже следваш, правиш това, което трябва да правиш, а другият е да бъдеш нещастен, понеже правиш това, което не трябва да правиш.
Whoever says you can become happy by being incorrect, they are incorrect.
казват, че можеш да станеш щастлив, като правиш неправилно.
Only those who follow Dharma become happy. Those who are adharma, they are miserable people.
Само тези, които следват Дарма, са щастливи. Тези, които следват Адарма, те са...
They may think they are happy,
Те могат да си мислят, че са щастливи.
but that is illusory happiness, maya sukaya.
Това е илюзорно щастие.
They don't taste real happiness.
Те не усещат истинското щастие.
Real happiness is only tasted by those who live correctly in accordance with the instructions of Krishna.
Истинско щастие усещат само тези, които действат съгласно Дарма, съгласно инструкциите на Кришна.
Everybody else is miserable
Всички останали са нещастници.
because they are kicked out of their material body in great fear. They are kicked out of their material bodies.
Защото те биват изритани от техните тела и те изпитват голям страх.
Anything else? Yeah.
Аз искрено се възхищавам на ученичката на Санкаршан от другите държави, които разпространяват книги. И чувствам благословието на Санкаршан Прабу, матежите да разпространяваме книги, като излизам на Санкиртан. Но въпреки това ми е трудно да го правя в ятрата, в която съм. По-лесно ми е в другите ятри, тъй като съм благословена. Как да подобря и да излизам по-често на Санкиртан?
I appreciate those ladies, your disciples, who are distributing books very much, and I would like also to distribute books, but it is hard for me to do this in the place where I am situated now. It is easier for me to do it in different places in Bulgaria. So, what to do and how to... How to be more motivated.
Be more what?
To motivate myself to distribute books.
By being compassionate. How to become more motivated to distribute books in your present circumstance where you're not so motivated. You have to become compassionate, that's all.
Трябва да изпитваш повече състрадание.
You have to see how much people are suffering and be compassionate upon them. Plus, there's a nice website which I recommend. It's either bookdistribution.com or distributebooks.com. Do you know which one it is? Vaisheshika. It's an English website to inspire people to do book distribution. It's either distributebooks.com or bookdistribution.com. You can try both of those. Or you can just Google it, book distribution. Krishna book distribution. She should come right up on Google. That one, if you follow the guidelines in that website, you'll become very motivated. Very good website. First class. By a very empowered book distributor, Vaisheshika Prabhu. And whenever you have an opportunity to distribute books with devotees who are fired up and empowered, you should take the opportunity to go out with them on book distribution, be part of their book distribution party, so you can become inspired by their enthusiasm. Actually, there's nothing more intoxicating than distributing Prabhupada's books. Anyone who has a taste for book distribution, they can't live without it. It's an addiction. I have one lady disciple in New Zealand, Rupa Manjari Devi Dasi. You can write her. She's very fired up for book distribution. Every chance she gets, she goes out. She likes to do everything. The streets, door to door, whatever she can do. Door to door is not safe for a woman to do alone because somebody may molest you. So I told her to do door to door, she should take her husband with her.
Аз не препоръчвам да правя с брата на брата, защото е опасно за сама жена и затова казвам на съпругата да я приближава.
But you should be very, very enthusiastic to, whenever you do book distribution, you send me a report.
И когато трябва да бъдеш много ентусиазиран и когато излезеш да разпространяваш книги, изпращай ми отчет.
Tell me how many books you distributed and what experiences you had on Sankirtan.
Казвай ми колко книги си разпространил и какво се случи на Санкиртан.
I want to know how my disciples are distributing books.
Искам да знам как моите ученици разпространяват книги.
Okay, anything else?
Може би вече е късно за този въпрос, обаче ще го задам. Духовния свят, ако не развием привързаност към Гуру, може ли да се върнем в духовния свят? Ако не искаме постоянно да се доходим, нали той ще ни посрещне? Адхикари.
Може ли да се върнем в духовния свят, ако не развием привързаност към Гуру?
Да.
Can we go back to the spiritual world if we don't have attachment for our spiritual master?
Attachment for
our Guru.
If you're not attached to your Guru, you're in trouble.
Ако не си привързан към твоя Гуру, тогава си имаш проблем.
Krishna says, Ye me bhakta jana parata, na me bhakta shtate janaha, mad bhaktanancha ye bhaktas, te me bhakta tamamata. He says, my dear son of Prita, Arjun, the one who is my devotee, he's not my devotee. But the devotee of my devotee, he is my devotee.
Кришна каза на Арджуна,
So you better become attached to your Guru. Beg Krishna to help you become attached to your Guru. If you have no attachment, you have to pray. Somehow or other I must become attached to my Guru. Because he is my key for getting back to Godhead.
Трябва да се молиш на Кришна да станеш привързан към твоя Гуру, защото той е твоят ключ към духовния свят.
Anything else? Okay, we'll stop here. We thank you very much. Raja Vijay Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.